back to my channel. My name is Katera, but you guys can call me KK. And as you can tell by the title of this video, I will be doing a review on the Obi-Wan Kenobi television miniseries or show that's on Disney+. Okay, I love Star Wars. Okay, I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek. I love Marvel. I'm a whole nerd. Please don't judge me. If you do, I don't care. Okay, so let's get right into it. This will be my spiritual take on the show. As I said before, in my other reviews, I tend to look very deeply into stuff, and it's just how I cope and I get through life. Okay, Obi-Wan. I felt so bad for him because I truly saw myself in him, where you just get so caught up in a decision that you have made and you take on way more responsibility than you should. And he just sat in it. And it's okay to be sad about something, but when I tell you, he was so in this self-pity, in this sorrow, he could not pull himself out of it. And, you know, he did try to fixate on the kids, you know, on one, Luke Skywalker. He literally could not get himself out of it. My take on Obi-Wan Kenobi's character, especially at the beginning, was that it is okay to be upset about the outcome, or even sad about the outcome of a decision that you have made. But you cannot sit in self-pity, because it will literally just drive you insane. It will just literally take away your gifts. You will literally slowly start to not have confidence in yourself. He was drowning in so much self-pity that he was literally disconnected from source, from the force. Okay, like he wasn't as strong as he used to be. And he knew it, and it killed him. It tore him up on the inside, okay? He was so hard on himself. It reminded me, as I was watching the show, to not be so hard on myself about certain outcomes of decisions that I have made. Because at the end of the day, you don't have control over these outcomes. Like he did his best, okay? Obi-Wan Kenobi is the character is a great person. Okay, it doesn't matter how much light and love you pour into someone. At the end of the day, if they choose to be a goddamn fool, they're going to be a fool. If they choose to be evil, they're going to be evil, because a person has their own demons that they have to wrestle with. It doesn't matter if you lay down your life for somebody. They are still going to make decisions based upon the way that they want to make their own decisions. And he ate himself up for a decision that somebody else made, thinking that he did something wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. And towards the end of the show, Anakin had to tell him, it wasn't your fault. And a lot of us don't get that. A lot of us do not get to have that type of closure, which I'm happy that he had that closure, that they gave that to him in the story. But a lot of us don't get that. When people treat us like crap, or you see an outcome and you feel like it's your fault, but you know deep down inside it really isn't your fault. We really don't get, a lot of us do not, I say the majority of us do not get to have that type of closure for someone to say, it wasn't really your fault. I was a damn fool and I chose to do this my damn self. It was nice to see his character genuinely heal throughout the process, because sometimes when you watch like the older shows and even older movies, you kind of see the character all of a sudden they just wake up. You know, there was one incident, all of a sudden they're back to their normal selves. Watching this mini-series really showed the trueness of how long it can take for somebody to kind of get that confidence back into themselves, and how you really have to have people surrounding you, because he had groups of people pouring their hopes into him, that good energy into him, telling him like, well, you're Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, it's okay. Like, wake up. Like, we know you that dude. Wake up. You know? So people, even though they saw his sadness and saw his weakness, they still believed in him. And I think a lot of us, when we go through a lot of like terrible or traumatic things in our lives, if you surround yourself with the right people, people can recognize the pain that's within you, but they still know what you are capable of, and it will continue to pour that love into you. So that's just my wrap up. I really enjoyed watching his character expand and just get back to his normal self. So that was really nice to view. Princess Leia got on my damn nerves. I'm sorry. She got on my damn nerves. And you know what? I liked her character, don't get me wrong. But when homegirl was jumping off the buildings and stuff, I said she is a whole child. I was so mad at her. I was so mad at Princess Leia, okay? But, they did go into why she was such a spunky, bright character. Why she is the way that she was, later on in the movies that we know and love now. So I appreciated them, showing her intelligence and her tenacity and her strength as small as a little girl. So I appreciated that. Now, the one that I really want to talk about, let's get to it. This whole entire series, I had no idea that I was going to fall in love with the character Reva. First of all, when I first saw her, I started screaming. I was like, yo, show up, okay? Show up. She came out looking like a badass. And I was like, oh, she is ready to turn shit up. And I know that she was a bad guy. And I will say this, when it comes to Disney and the Star Wars, I really like the gray area, okay? Because growing up, in the movies, it was very good person, bad person. Good person prevails and beats bad person. But these characters, especially in these a lot of movies, it's a lot of gray area. It's not always about the person just being solely bad. There is a lot of decisions down the road that this person has made to now be on this bad side. So when I tell you she was a badass, I loved it and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every moment, even though, of course, I was going for Obi-Wan. I was going for Obi-Wan. I really, really enjoyed her character. She got on my nerves. This is how I know you a good actress, when you were getting on my nerves. Same thing with Princess Leia. That little girl she was a great little actress. But to watch Reva's character, I knew that she was filled. Again, I saw myself in Reva because she was filled with so much anger. She was so upset. And I can tell and I was like, yo, it has to be something more to this, because she is really after this man. Like, she wants to prove something. So her own family talked down to her and was saying that she was still like, the scum of the earth. I forget the word that they used. She was like still trying to prove herself. And I was like, damn, like, you okay? Like, they don't care. I loved Reva's character so much because I saw myself in her, okay? And I saw the consequences of falling too deep on the side of vengeance. And that's why I saw myself in Reva, having that resentment, having that vengeance, where you just ready to do any and everything so that person can hurt, because you have hurt so much and the person is getting away with everything. To your perspective, you feel like this person has not suffered enough. You want to have a hand in karma itself. And her character is a prime example of how you can truly lose yourself with vengeance. Her hate, her anger, her resentment, her pain were all justifiable. It was all justified. How she felt and the things that she had witnessed at the hands of Anakin, she had every right to want to kill that man. But because she was unable to deal with the pain, and because she was unable to deal with her own anger, in reference to that situation, she literally took other people's lives just to get back at Anakin, Darth Vader. And what's crazy is that if you don't recognize your own anger and if you don't recognize your own resentment, you think that nobody else can see it. But everyone else around you can see it. Because at the end, woo, he told her. He basically told her, Darth Vader, Anakin, that he used her for her resentment and for her anger. And I felt so bad for her. I felt so bad. And it's something that my ancestors have personally told me. They were like, you have got to get your anger. You have got to get your resentment in check. You have to find your peace. And it's okay for you to be mad. It's okay for you to be angry. It's okay to want to use a lightsaber to kill people. Okay? It is okay, Reva. But you gotta let that go. I felt so, when she showed up on the planet to get Luke, I said, oh my God. I said, she has not learned her lesson yet. She was so angry. She was so angry. And I was glad at the end. I was like, girl, I can't ride with you on this one, bro. You're not about to kill this baby. And it got to the point where she literally turned into Anakin herself, basically. So, and again, I'm glad, again, we all know how it ended. You know, technically we know how it ended, but I was just happy to see that he wasn't hurt by the hands of her, if that makes sense. So yes, that I really enjoyed the series. If I was to rate it 1 out of 5, I would give this a full 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. Tell me guys what you think. What do you think about my review? Do you agree with some of my points? Let me know. Thank you so much for riding with me. I love y'all. Until next time.